So, welcome to, I believe it's what, week 8 of the NFL season, the 7th game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles right now 3-3 after the bye week. Did a couple changes. Not really a couple changes, really just one big change. And of course, if you saw my last video, I was a little upset about the loss. I didn't address the Eagles moving forward without Juan Castillo because I wanted to give the Eagles the full 2 weeks after the bye, after the bye week and all that stuff to really evaluate all the moves that we made in order to go in the right direction, to finish off the season in the right direction, and hopefully competing for a Super Bowl trophy to put in our case and have a parade on Broad Street, because that's the point, right? Now seeing what we've done in these in this time off and then coming back, I mean, I'm having a really honest season with whoever's watching. I'm not too happy with the direction that we chose to. Not saying I don't like Bowles. Bowles, hey, more power to you. I think you'll be able to run the defense. My issue is I don't believe that the defense was the problem and the reason why we were losing games this year. If you look at it, actually the defense is probably the reason why we've won the games that we've won. Keeping us in the game and keeping things close, and then we pulling out the win at the end with an offense that has been very much underachieving. Every game we hear how dynamic the offense is and how many weapons we have, but the reality of it is the Eagles were, I believe, in the top half of the league in defense, in pretty much all the categories. 31st in the league in points scored. Unless you're Chicago, I mean or Baltimore, that's an offensive problem. I mean the defense really doesn't score you points, and it seems like nothing has been addressed on the offense. Of course, Andy Reid is more of an offensive guy. Marty Mortonwig is his guy, and it also seems like Vick is his guy that he's going to go with for the rest of the season. And if things work out, I mean, he's putting his trust in those guys. I'm not really going to knock Andy Reid all day. I mean, you would love to have a boss like that, a guy that believes in you so much that he's willing to put his job on the line for you. Okay, I get that. As an Eagles fan, though, it's very frustrating. As a person, I really believe still that Nick Foles would do a better job overall than Vick, because I believe he'll hold on to the ball. Vick has lots of talent, doing lots of different things, but the realistic thing is the guy has given the ball up 13 times in 6 games. That's pretty much unheard of. And if he can't hold on to the ball, I don't care what in the world you do on the field outside of that. He's not making up for it on the other half, and that's why we're 3-3. When easily we could be 5-1. If you look at the game against Detroit, where you say, hey, the defense gave up 10 points. Well, the defense is getting a little tired because we're not putting the pressure on the other team by scoring points or utilizing the run effectively through the entire game to wear down their defense and control the clock. That's something, as a fan, I can just see by sitting on my couch. Now, I know there's all these other things, but, the basics, and what I've been talking to people this whole 2 weeks, you know what Philadelphia wants outside of a Super Bowl trophy and a parade on Broad Street? Philadelphia wants a tough defense. Reggie White, Jerome Brown, or Jeremiah Trotter, Brian Dawkins, Chuck Bednarik, whatever. We want our tough defense that no matter who comes into our house, no matter how good or bad we're supposed to be, we're going to punch them in the mouth. We're going to be somebody that people don't want to play because we're a tough defense. Not a fast, not a dynamic, not a wide nine, not all this fancy, whatever. We're a cheesesteak eating city. We want tough. We want some guys that on the defense that they get a sack and we're potentially scared that they're going to come into the stance and rob you. We want a tough defense. And then our offense, yeah, I was a McNabb fan. I'm not going to lie about that. And I like Vick, but and I liked Cunningham. Cunningham, nobody in an Eagles, whatever, can ever hate Cunningham. But I want a quarterback that's not going to give up the ball, I want a tough, just efficient run game. I want to be able to just say, we're going to run in this hole and run it, and then for them either not to do anything about it or we just rely on our run. We've been having some really great running backs that we have not utilized underneath Andy Reid, where we had Deuce Staley, which we all know, the Tampa Bay championship game where we should have run it the entire game. It looked like we were going to run away with it, and then we didn't run for the rest of the game after the first drive. We've had Brian Westbrook, that we've never really used him in the tackles, which he really wanted to. And then we've had Shady McCoy, where, you know, these guys will give us the yards. The guys will push. And then, especially this year, we have about 4 running backs right now on the roster, which means, yeah, we can do a lot of Shady McCoy, and then we can pound it late third quarter, fourth quarter, and just wear down the other defense. We have 4 running backs, and they're all capable. That being said, we play the Atlanta Falcons today. Atlanta is the only undefeated team, but you know what? They've been looking pretty crappy. Now, they're coming off the bye week as well. But, you know, this is a team that barely squeaked by, I think, Oakland or something. I mean, they've been squeaking by a couple people here and there. I think, you know, they're definitely not a threat to the 72 Miami Dolphins. Don't worry about that. And this is a pretty good thing that it's only week 6 and there's only 1 undefeated team, because before it just get out of control. So the league is getting more balanced. I think truly that the Eagles do win. I'm actually picking them to win by 3. What I'm afraid is that the Eagles are going to win and it's going to start covering some of the just real problems that we have. Looking outside this morning, it's a little rainy. You know, the hurricane's supposed to be coming up this way. And to me, that's a recipe, if you have the right game plan, for running game and defense. Exactly what I just got done talking about. Running game and defense. And that's what I want to see. Because if it's this wet, odds are you're not going to be airing it out. Now, D-Jack, you're doing really good. They have some articles on you about you might be ending up with like 77 receptions and 1,200 yards receiving. That'd be great. But on a day like today, and when the winter's coming, you want to have a running game and tough defense. Which means, our secondary, you got to cover Julio Jones. Like, we have Megatron that killed us at the end of the game. We have, I was thinking, Larry Fitzgerald destroys us every time he plays us. Okay? You got Julio Jones. Now, we've had a lot of practice with these wide receivers, and you know what? We've done well in the beginning against Megatron. Then at the end of the game, he lit us up. Why don't we come up with a game plan and put like Rodgers Cromartie on Julio Jones the entire game? How about we just do that? Michael Kendricks, why don't we just stick him on Tony Gonzalez the entire game? How about we just do that? Okay? Why don't we just have a tough defense? And, you know, Turner, man, you know, we joke a lot. I'm kind of scared because when you have your run defense, you have to bring up your safety a little bit, which means you really got to trust these corners that you paid a lot of money on. And then your safety, you know, Kurt Coleman's got to come up against Turner. Now, I'm not knocking Kurt Coleman. The guy just gets blown up all the time. He tries ridiculously hard, and if he was bigger, if he was Brian Dawkins' size, he'd be delivering those hits instead of getting hit on. So I hope, you know, Coleman, you're getting good as far as, you know, effort and try. You got to get a little bigger. So, I don't know, maybe eat some cheesesteaks or go down, you know, gain like, you know, 20, 30, 40 pounds. And start hitting people with authority instead of just getting them down, but getting trucked in the process. Sometimes it's, but love the effort, definitely do. So, Eagles do that. I think we win. I want to see us, of course, blow them out. I want to see them blow it out all the time, but I want to see the directional change, and I want to see Vick hold on to the ball, especially in a wet, windy, pre-hurricane condition. So, and the Eagles fans, win or lose, I mean, I'm watching the game no matter what. This is our team, right? We're here before Reed, Vick, and all, Lurie, whoever. I still watch the Eagles. I still hope they win. I don't care who it is. But if we are down a bad path, you know, I'm here regardless, and I'll be here after them too. So we can't give up the team to a potential corporate Eagles era right now It seems like we're making a lot of different kind of decisions. Just gotta hold out. We gotta wait them out, and hopefully we have a parade at the end of the season. But if not, let's see what changes are made so we can potentially have a parade next season. But we're not giving up on this season yet. Let's just start turning things around and start today by knocking off the last undefeated team with the Atlanta Falcons. That's my time. Go Birds.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to